A trip to Chiang Mai wouldn't be complete without a bowl of khao soi. This is a famous Thai northern dish and it's made with yellow noodles, curry soup and some meat, and then it's sprinkled with crispy noodles on the top.
This is really nice. That's better.
Khao Soi is a very common food in Chiang Mai. You can find it in every main street, but the recipe differs from restaurant to restaurant. We did a little bit of research online to find some of the most popular Khao Soi restaurants in Chiang Mai, and there are a lot. In this video, we're going to take you to those restaurants and we're going to show you a few variations of this dish. So come on, my belly's empty, it's time for some khao soi.
But sorry.
Don't cry, man.
Don't include that. You can put that in the end.
Now, a trip to Chiang Mai wouldn't be complete without trying this traditional dish, which is called khao soi. When we pulled up outside this restaurant, it gave us the impression that it was someone's house, and we didn't think it was a place serving food. But, as always, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. This restaurant has been chosen by Michelin Guide in the list of Bib Gourmand each year since 2019, which confirms it is good quality and a good value restaurant. This is the Thai Northern or Khon Muang recipe. It opened more than 40 years ago. When Michelin started the list of street food restaurants, Khao Soi Mae Manee was picked to be added to the list in the first year.
Not as thick as the ones that I've had before. The consistency, it's more liquid. To me, it's like curry soup. The way that I would describe this, it's kind of like having a stew, but instead of the stew having like a beef taste, it's got a curry flavour to it, and it's a little bit creamy. And it comes with soft noodles, and then you've got crispy noodles on the top. I love the crispy noodles, so we've got this extra portion of crispy noodles for 20 baht. And then here we've got some lime and some red onion. So I'm going to squeeze some of this lime juice in there, and the lime really complements the taste. I wouldn't usually think about putting lime like on curry, but this really complements it. And then I'll just pop a few of them red onions in there. Oh wow.
Oh, I love chicken.
Yeah, the taste with the lime juice, it really it changes dramatically. It just gives it an extra kick, but it makes it really tangy. So the tangy flavour with the curry flavour, it's like a contrast, but it just works really well. Obviously, I'm not an expert.
That's the beef one.
The beef's even nicer. The beef's so soft, so tender. I've never had beef khao soi before. I've always had chicken. This is really nice. That's better.
Watching this recipe being prepared might actually blow your mind. You will forget everything about khao soi you've ever tried. This restaurant sells khao soi, but in a Japanese style. All the meat and ingredients are premium grade. The dining area, decoration, the garden and everything is presented in a Japanese style. The noodles are freshly made like Japanese ramen and the soup is still northern style.
I've chosen the soup option and it's khao soi soup with beef, and this bowl here, it's got some pickle, red onion, some coriander, and then over here lime juice, some chili and some coconut milk. What we're going to do is we're going to put the coriander in the top and the red onion. I'm going to leave the pickle on the side. I'm just going to put a little bit of the chili in. I probably should have tasted it first to see how spicy it is, but that amount of chili should be okay. So the consistency, it's not watery like what we've had before, and it's got some soft egg noodles inside. And then on the side, we've got some crispy noodles, which we'll sprinkle on the top in a second. A little bit of coconut milk, and squeeze this lime juice in to give it a bit of a zingy flavour. I don't even know if zingy is a word, but we'll use that. Okay. Oh, that was definitely the right amount of chili, because it does have it's got a bit of an aftertaste, definitely spicy. That's so full of flavour. It's really rich. Let's taste this beef. I feel like I'm trying to be Mark Wiens and I'll never be as good as him. Did you see my Mark Wiens face? So the beef's really, really tender. It's really soft. It's delicious. That's good. I'm going to show you what Jerry's ordered now.
I order dry khao soi or fried khao soi. This one is I never had before. So it's the noodle fried with khao soi chili paste and come with the stewed beef as well. Let me try first and then I compare to and what is the difference. Tastes like khao soi but it's dry. So if you don't like the soup one, you can get this. It's a little bit spicy already, so there's nothing you can do more with this one. I think this it's a good thing if you want to try something new. It's really different. But for me, I like the soup more.
This restaurant opened about 6 months ago, but it has quickly gained popularity. We needed a queue outside because the place was full, and the waiter told us that it's like that most days. And I can see why it's popular, because it's a fantastic experience, and you'll see why. Hopefully this restaurant gets added to the Michelin list soon. It definitely deserves it.
I'm going to go to a restaurant today which is called Khao Soi Prakit, and this restaurant was made famous by a Netflix show which is called Somebody Feed Phil, and a few other YouTubers have been here to try this khao soi.
Not many restaurants become famous overnight, but this restaurant did. This restaurant became busier when it was chosen to be in a Netflix program.
Something that I've learned with Khao Soi is before you add anything extra, always do a taste test of the soup first to check how spicy it is. That's delicious, but for me, it's one of the spiciest Khao Sois I've ever tried. So see this here, extra chili. For me, it doesn't need any more of that because it would blow my head off. And I think because it's really spicy, I think the lime juice for me will calm it down a little bit. So I'll put a little bit of lime juice in. And as I've mentioned in a couple of the other videos, with this pickle, it's optional really. You can put the pickle in and mix it in with the Khao Soi, or you can just leave it on the plate. Personally, I prefer just picking at it and having it on the side of the plate. But the red onion is definitely better in with the soup. And look, the consistency of this soup. So this one is, it's lighter than the consistency of some of them. And both, whether it's thick or whether it's light, they're both equally as delicious. It's delicious, it's very spicy, and it's full of flavour. But I think this lime juice has, for me, it's given it a little bit of a milder taste, but I can definitely feel that chili going crazy on my tongue. But, but it's, sorry.
Don't cry, man.
Don't include that. You can put that in the end.
Mine again with the beef. I want to try how it's nice about the Khao Soi beef because many years I already had the chicken one, but I think I'm enough with chicken. Now I just go to explore the beef Khao Soi. I'm gonna order beef Khao Soi every time. I'm gonna have Khao Soi in the future.
I think you like things a little bit spicier than, well, quite a lot spicier than what I do. So for you, this will probably be amazing. How do you think it is spicy wise? Out of like 0 to 10, 10 being the spiciest, what would you give this for spiciness?
7.
7. Okay.
But I think this one is spicy enough.
Yeah.
But it's too spicy for you and you hiccup because you sip with the oil. That's
Okay.
why.
Would you add any of this extra chili?
Nah,
No.
I think I'm enough.
Yeah. Okay. Bon appetit.
You too.
For a beef Khao Soi and a chicken Khao Soi, how much did that cost?
85.
85 baht. Very cheap.
We headed to the Chinese Muslim community near Wat Ket, and this little Muslim community has many restaurants all along the street. Khao Soi Pa Pai is one of the restaurants on this street that sells Khao Soi with a different recipe. You can only get chicken or beef Khao Soi here.
ช่วงนี้ไม่ได้ทำเยอะเพราะว่าอย่างเงี้ยมันบางทีก็เงียบค่ะ2
ยังเงียบอยู่กะ
มันก็เงียบบอกถูกอ่ะ
ครับ
เขาเน้นให้มัน
Right, as always with a Khao Soi, I always do a taste test first before I add any chili or any lime, just to see how spicy it is. Actually, I can definitely taste the extra coconut. Jerry said that he can't, but I definitely can taste more coconut milk in there. I think the coconut is really, really strong. And Jerry's right, it's definitely not as spicy as other Khao Sois that we've had in the past. And it's quite light as well. This one, like it's quite liquidy because sometimes the consistency, it can be just like a soup, or sometimes it can be thicker, more like a curry. but the flavour is very different to any other khao soi that I've had before. It's unusual because usually it's got that spicy taste to it, and sometimes I'm not sure whether to add more chilli. And I am tempted to add more chilli, but I think the beauty of this dish, the Islam dish, is probably the fact that it isn't as spicy. So I'm not going to ruin it by adding extra chilli. And I'll just get the chilli kick with the dip that I'm having with the gyoza. Yeah, that's very nice, very different. It doesn't even taste like what I expect khao soi to taste like. And quite common with khao soi, not always, but often you get a chicken drumstick and it's on the bone, and obviously the bone adds a little bit of flavour, and this one is on the bone. We have had khao soi that isn't on the bone before as well, but there are little bits of bone in this one that you just need to be careful of and just need to pick out. The noodles are actually very similar to pasta in this dish.
Normally, khao soi from another restaurant a little bit light flat.
Yeah, it's almost like spaghetti, isn't it? Oh, you're putting some spice in yours. I'm tempted because I like the spiciness, but I'm like, oh, I'm going to enjoy it without it. Just what a difference. My belly is nice and full after that, and that was delicious. It was very different to any khao soi that I've eaten in the past, because I could really taste the flavour of the coconut, whereas usually I can't really taste coconut milk in the khao soi. And I was tempted to put a little bit of chili flakes in there just to give it that kick, but decided not to and just squeezed a little bit of lime in, and it was very different to the flavour, but it wasn't less flavourful or less delicious than any khao soi that I've had before. Just a little bit different. Jerry did put some chili flakes in his, and the flavour was really good. Also with the noodles were slightly different. They were more like pasta, spaghetti, and then sprinkled on the top, it still had the traditional crispy noodles. I would definitely come back and definitely eat this khao soi again.
And that's it for this video. Each and every one of those khao sois were all delicious in their own way, but we're now heading to Phuket, and we're going to be spending a couple of months in Phuket. So we're really excited to get out in Phuket, finally explore, have a look around, and share a little bit of Phuket with you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.